Next is Rizal's vision and writings. His aspiration took the form of fighting against injustice in society. His fervid goal while growing up and being educated was the liberation of his fellow Filipinos from the bondage of political tyranny. It is also noteworthy to mention that Rizal's foremost dream was for the Philippines to be known as a nation of writers and intellectuals. He aimed at making the Filipino race known in the world. Rizal hoped that his achievements would influence all Filipinos to build a legacy. These lines reveal that Rizal's vision was for freedom through education and reform. He believed that intellectual progress could lead to national independence. His writings and achievements aimed to prove that Filipinos could be respected worldwide for their intelligence, artistry, and moral strength. Through his works, he laid the foundation for national pride and identity. Next is Rizal's pursuit of knowledge. Rizal's constant effort to improve himself showed how much he valued his own education. He even took sculpting and painting aside from the prescribed academic subjects. He learned other languages, including German, which enabled him to translate Friedrich Schiller's Wilhelm Tell into Tagalog. He constantly kept himself updated on the current trends in science and philosophy by reading and attending scholarly dialogue. Education was foremost for Rizal. He believed that education is vital in national development as it frees people from ignorance. So these details show how dedicated Rizal was to lifelong learning. He studied many fields, medicine, art, literature, and languages because he believed knowledge was the key to national freedom. His deep love for education and self-improvement became a model for Filipinos, proving that learning can lead to personal and national progress. Next is Rizal's dream of unity. Rizal was the first who sought to unite the whole archipelago and envisioned a compact and homogeneous society of all the old tribal communities from Batanes to the Sulu Sea, based on common interest and mutual protection. Rizal is the first in the hearts of the Filipinos. Filipinos love peace, for we have chosen to magnify a man of peace above the men of war. Filipinos love freedom and justice. Both his struggles and triumphs inspired and ignited the Katipunan-led revolution. Rizal is a Filipino hero because he embodied the qualities of a true hero and made Filipinos realize the best of what they can be. These parts describe Rizal's dream of a united and peaceful Philippines. He imagined one nation bound by shared goals and mutual respect. His peaceful resistance and moral leadership inspired the Katipunan to continue the struggle for independence. Even today, his ideals of unity, peace, and love for freedom remain the guide for all Filipinos.
So, good day everyone. So, today I will be discussing the two important topics about our national hero, which is si Dr. Jose Rizal. So, first topic is his ideals and philosophies and his role as a transcendental hero. So, let's begin with the first one, his ideals and philosophies. Rizal's achievements gave him a status that no other Filipino had, both during his lifetime and even now. His greatness was not just in what he did, but in what he believed in. His ideals and philosophies that he hoped would guide not only his generation, but also the generations that followed. These ideals reflect his deep concern for society, education, religion, and humanity as a whole. So now I will be discussing some of his ideals and philosophies. First ideals and philosophies is social philosophy. Rizal's social philosophy revolved around man's place in society. He wanted people to understand the forces that shape human life, things like race, poverty, wealth, and social conflict. So for him, justice and equality were essential to a healthy and progressive nation. And he believed that the youth are the hope of the country, the key to achieving true greatness and progress. So another very strong belief of Rizal was about colonization. He said that colonies should not be abused or exploited. Instead, they should be trained for self-governance, meaning people should be taught how to lead themselves, not to depend forever on their colonizers. So this shows Rizal's deep understanding of freedom, not just political independence, but moral intellectual independence as well. Next is Rizal's views on religion and humanity. Rizal was also very bold when it came to religion. During his time, the Spanish friars had strong control over people's beliefs, but Rizal challenged that. He said that salvation is not limited to Catholics. It is for everyone who lives righteously. He also believed that fasting is not true measure of sacrifice, especially if it's done without sincerity. Moreover, he did not agree with the sale of religious items like medals, crosses, and rosaries. For him, faith should never be commercialized. So aside from religion, Rizal also encouraged people to study human behavior. He wanted us to understand why people choose to do good or evil. This shows how philosophical he was. He didn't just observe society, he analyzed human nature itself. Next is the power of knowledge and education. For Rizal, knowledge and education were the keys to national progress. He said that what we learn should not just come from books, but from human experience. From observing life, interacting with others, and understanding society. Education, he believed, was the most powerful weapon against ignorance. It frees people from mental slavery and gives them the ability to think critically. He also believed that uneducated people could not be easily controlled or dominated by other nations. So for Rizal, education was not just about personal success. It was a means of building a strong, independent, and enlightened nation. So now let's move on to the topic, the Transcendental Hero. So unsa di ay ang hero? What is the meaning of hero? So a hero is someone who shows great courage, does something extraordinary, and is remembered for their service to humanity. So Rizal is the perfect example of this definition. So he was a towering figure in the propaganda movement, using his intellect and writings to fight for reform instead of violence. His achievements in literature, medicine, and education showed his deep love for the country. Even in the face of death, Rizal was fearless. And what's more amazing is that even after his execution, his influence only grew stronger. His legacy continued to inspire not only Filipinos, but people around the world fight for freedom and justice. Next is Rizal's legacy as the Filipino hero. Interestingly, even though Rizal is widely recognized as our national hero, there is actually no official law that proclaims him as much. According to the National Historical Commission or NHC, no Filipino historical figure has been officially declared a national hero. However, Rizal's heroism was recognized by the people themselves. In 1898, General Emilio Aguinaldo declared December 30 as a national day of mourning in honor of Rizal and other heroes. Later on, William Howard Taft, the American Governor-General, also promoted Rizal as the symbol of Filipino heroism. Even without legal recognition, Rizal became a symbol of what it means to be a true Filipino. It's quite interesting that while he was searching for a true Filipino identity, he ended up defining it himself. He showed that through education, moral strength, and courage, we can rise above social challenges. His struggles and achievements inspired the Katipunan Revolution, which eventually led to the first independent republic in Asia. Up to this day, Rizal's spirit continues to remind us to be brave, intelligent, and patriotic citizens. That's all for my part. Thank you for listening.
So, good day everyone. Today I will be sharing about the martyrdom of Dr. Jose Rizal, our national hero. So, his life and death became one of the most powerful symbols of freedom for the Filipino people. So, first is Rizal's sacrifices. So, Dr. Jose Rizal made many sacrifices in his lifetime. So, with the help of his brother Pasiano, he studied abroad to continue his education. So, this was his first big sacrifice, leaving his family behind to pursue his dreams. So, it was not easy for Rizal because he faced loneliness and homesickness, but he remained strong and focused on his goal, which is to learn and to use that knowledge for the betterment of our country. So, second is the education and transformation of Dr. Jose Rizal. So, while in Spain, Rizal first studied fine arts but later decided to take medicine, specializing in ophthalmology. So, he wanted to cure his mother's blindness and to help others. So, through his studies, he learned how to search for truth and solve problems. So he believed that every problem has a solution, and that mindset inspired him to look for ways to heal not just the body but also the nation. So third is his final day on December 30, 1896. So on December 30, 1896, Rizal faced his death with courage. So he walked calmly from Fort Santiago to Bagong Bayan, now known as Luneta. So it is where his monument is located. So the doctor who checked him before execution was amazed by how calm and peaceful he was. So even in his final moments, Rizal stayed strong and accepted his fate. So he knew that his death would awaken the hearts of Filipinos and give new strength to the fight for freedom. So the fourth one is his legacy and impact. So after his death, the Katipuneros and other Filipinos continued their struggle for independence, but Rizal's sacrifice inspired them to be brave and to fight for our country's liberty. So because of his courage, intelligence, and love for the Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal became a symbol of hope and unity for all the Filipinos. So Rizal may have died more than a century ago, but his spirit continues to live in every Filipino who loves and serves the country. So thank you, and let us all remember the true meaning of his sacrifice.